Oshkosh Community Media Services is government programming on City Cable 10, community programming on CATV 2, and community radio on 101.9 FM WOCT Oshkosh.
This is Oshkosh Today, your connection to events and organizations in the Oshkosh area. Oshkosh Today is supported in part by the Friends of OCM, Aurora Healthcare, 855 Northwest Haven Drive. Set design provided by House of Flowers, 1920 Algoma Boulevard.
Hello everyone, and thanks for once again choosing to tune into Oshkosh Today. Great program for you today. We were told spring was here a while ago. Now let's celebrate. You'll be able to do that at the Payne. We'll also celebrate the Ladies' Hey with Destination Downtown and the Ladies Benevolent Society. And whether you like to read, write, or act, we'll hit it all between the Lakefly Literary Conference and Oshkosh Playing Around. All that plus April showers bringing May flowers, where you can purchase some great flowers before we finally focus on health. My first guest today is Kelly Marsichek from the Payne Art Center and Gardens. Kelly, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me, Nick.
Now, I know your event upcoming is called the Festival of Spring. I guess the first question is, can we actually have a Festival of Spring when it seems as though spring is never coming?
The Festival of Spring will bring spring. We promise.
Okay. Just tell us a little bit about the event and basically what it all includes.
Sure. The event takes place at the Payne. It's an outdoor festival, so it takes place on the area surrounding the Payne, outside the Payne gates. The gardens will be open for free to tour as well. And it's a plant sale, and art vendors are there. Mm-hmm. Just kind of a fun day. Hopefully the weather pans out and it'll be a great day for that.
And what's the date, what's the time, and how long is it running?
Festival of Spring is May 18th. That's a Saturday. It opens at 9 a.m. and goes till 4 p.m. Early admittance for members of the Payne, so it opens at 8 o'clock for members of the Payne to kind of get in there and get their hard-to-find plants early.
Okay. So. Is there, for those members or even non-members, is there an admission fee, and if so, what is that?
The festival itself is free, so
Okay.
Just come and at least just check it out and see if there's anything that you need or want, anything interesting to you. So it's really a fun event.
Why was the name Festival of Spring chosen? What was the background there when it was? I know that this isn't the first year of the event, but
it's not the first year, and it's been going on for decades, is what I've been told. And I don't know how the name came to be about, but it's a festival in springtime. So,
what's kind of special or unique about this event?
It's an event that the Payne puts on, orders the plants for it, and our horticulturist works with master gardeners and garden volunteers to really pinpoint this year's hard-to-find plants, unique plants, new, upcoming, interesting plants, mixed in with some of the favorites from other years. So it's kind of a great place to find those.
So take us through some of those, some of the hard-to-find or the unique plants. Which ones of those will be offered at this Festival of Spring?
I don't have a list of the exact types, but we have different categories.
Okay.
And so there's herbs, shade perennials, sun perennials, all those different tables. And we work together with different, like I said, garden experts around the area to just try and find in those categories what this year's interests would be. Mm-hmm. And we have a new category this year, which is pond plants. So.
How long have you been associated with the event? Personally.
Yeah. I've been with the event for about 7 years.
Okay, and so in your experience, in your time there in those 7 years, what kind of a crowd has this usually drawn, since you said this is an event that's been around for a long, long time?
It draws everyone. Art lovers, there's different art vendors to kind of get that interest going, plant lovers, gardeners, from expert to just, I like to put in a few things. Families, we have a family program that goes on. It's free. This year, Joanne Fabrics has sponsored it, and so that'll be going on for children. It's kind of geared towards children 5 to 12, but that'll be going on as well. It's just a great day to stroll around, and music takes place, adds a little whimsical touch to it. So.
Sure. How is the event in your time there? How has the event grown? How have you seen it kind of mature, for lack of a better word?
It's just really grown in the fact that people really know about it and really get excited about it, and just more and more people come each year.
Sure. What kind of vendors will be there selling the different flowers and plants and whatnot?
The plant sale itself is a big part of it is the Payne's plant sale.
Okay.
But then there's different vendors, and they bring in different what their interests are, what they're really known for growing. And Stewart's Landscaping has a little area there with typically, I don't know what they'll bring this year, hanging baskets and different things like that. There'll be an area for just silent auction for I think a few trees and a few baskets of plants for that. And then the art vendors themselves, there's garden vendors, art vendors, basically what their trade is. So it's just really a fun and interesting to just look around and see what they all have to offer.
I know when we talked to you a while back for one of the previous events, I think it was around the time of the Nutcracker on the Castle when we had you on Oshkosh Today. There was some expansion going on over there. Where is that at, and how does that play into this event, if at all?
That event or that area is completed, and we've started our programming in there, so that's taken away. As for Festival of Spring, that's where the bathrooms will be located.
Okay.
So people can kind of meander in there and kind of check some of that out as well.
What will be on view on Saturday, May 18th inside the Payne?
Inside the Payne, we will actually be opening our big summer blockbuster exhibition, Chihuly Venetians, on May 11th. So if people are interested in seeing that, that's a great, you can wander in there. There is admission. It's $9 adult, $5 for youth. But that opens. It's Dale Chihuly is a well-known glass artist, very much celebrated in our time. And so it's all his work.
Okay, very interesting. And going back to the actual Festival of Spring event, who does this event help support?
All proceeds from the festival support the Payne.
Okay. And for those people who are interested in finding out more information about the event, or anything else that we haven't discussed, if you will, where do they go? Who do they talk to? Who do they call? Those types of things.
Our Payne website's a really great resource to get those contact information. We do have a little page for Festival of Spring, so that's www.thepayne.org.
Okay, and is there anything else that you would want to add that we haven't covered already?
I don't know. I just think I hope for great weather, and I think it'll just be a fun day.
Sure. All right. Well, thank you, Kelly. I appreciate the time.
Thank you.
Up next, we discuss the Ultimate Ladies' Day, which will take place in downtown Oshkosh. Stay tuned.
What's your passion? The arts? Education? Environment? Is it youth issues? Women's issues? Economic development? Or scholarships? For 75 years, the Oshkosh Area Community Foundation has been helping people like you make a lasting difference in the community. For ideas that can help you, your heirs, and your community, visit our website or call 426-3993.
I am a teenager.
I am online.
I enjoy sharing thoughts.
Music, videos,
Ideas. Information.
I will not
I will not be a victim to threats.
to stalking, to soliciting, to predators.
I will be responsible.
I will be careful.
I will be honest.
I will be smarter. I will get my parents involved.
I will protect myself.
I will be safe.
I am a teenager.
And I
And I
Will not.
be bullied.
Ladies, if you like to pamper yourself, treat yourself to a day out, there's a perfect opportunity to do that coming up soon. I'm joined now by Cassie Cook and Sandy Prunty. I hope I said that.
You did.
Okay,
Very good.
All right, so the event coming up is called the Ultimate Ladies Day. It's a part of Destination Downtown. So what is Destination Downtown?
Destination Downtown is where you need to make your destination come true. It's a fun downtown, as everyone knows, but we get together one time a year, and it's just fun for ladies. We start off at the new Waterfront Hotel, which is fabulous. We were there this morning touring, and oh my God, it is spectacular. And you're going to end up at the Algoma Club for wine and hors d'oeuvres. In between, you got a chance to do a brunch. You get a fashion show with all the highlighted fashions of downtown merchants. You get a goodie bag, which is always fun because goodie bags are really cool. And in there, you're going to find shopping sales. Like with the Tommy Cats, we never have sales, but we do a 20% off for Destination Downtown for that event. So you can come down and pick something up, and I have people who try to hide clothes for when the sale comes. So that's a cool thing. And then you shop, and then we have prizes at our wine and hors d'oeuvre social. And the prizes are pretty spectacular. We have a grand prize that last year was what, $1,100?
Yep.
You know,
Can't argue with that.
no, it's pretty cool. And we have gift cards that we're giving away this year. And yeah, it's just a very fun thing.
So you said you kind of start at one point, end at another. How do you, and you mentioned there's an in-between. How do people, is it just kind of at your leisure, or is it some sort of, you have 30 minutes here, that type of thing?
Well, we have evolved. We've been doing this is our 8th year. Can you believe that, Nick? 8 years we've been doing this, and it's evolved every year. And one thing I forgot to mention, that this year we're doing something different. We're doing Women Helping Women, and we're actually doing a silent auction table for fundraising for the Christine Ann Center. And one of our prizes that are going to be on there, and again, the outpouring of the merchants for sponsoring not only our grand prize, but also something for the Christine Ann Center has been spectacular. And we were talking to the hotel today, and they're talking about doing a night stay and a dinner for the Christine Ann Center as a fundraiser. So there's all kinds of fabulous prizes that you can bid on, that you can be a community involvement, or you can just meander at your pace and shop, and because all the stores will have specials, and they're meaningful specials. Like I said, we never have a sale. We give you 20% off. So, then you all kind of conglomerate about 5 o'clock at the Algoma Club and cap it off with some taste of the wine and some of their fabulous hors d'oeuvres, and then you can stay for dinner there or whatever else you want to do for that night.
Sounds like a fun time. Now, Cassie, let's get you in the mix here.
Okay.
So as Sandy mentioned, it's been going on for about 8 years. How many people are usually attending these Destination Downtown events, and how nice is that for the businesses that are actually residing in downtown?
Right. Well, it's increased over the years. I mean, I wasn't around 8 years ago when this started, but it's definitely increased over the years with attendance-wise. Last year there was about 150 people. We're hoping for the same, if not more, this year. Especially with it being held at the hotel. I think that's a great venue, and I think people are really going to enjoy that. But for the merchants, it's just a big day for them in general. Local stores downtown, we really rely on the community for shop local and supports, and so this is a great way to do that.
How much is the event, and where can people pick up tickets, purchase tickets?
Sure. Tickets are $25 a piece, or they're $175 for a table of 8, so you do save one ticket cost there. They're available at Atomic Cats, Market Boutique on Main, and Chic to Chic, all of stores that are located downtown.
Sandy, in your opinion, why should someone who's either watching this program, listening to this program, attend this event? Why should they get involved and actually, participate in an event like this?
Because it's fun, Nick. It's fun. We all have to have fun. And I think some of the things that as a business owner downtown, we have a great group of support within each other. We were just talking to some people that are going to be on your program next about our gallery walk that we just did with the Peeps. You know, that was in April, and we have some creative people downtown, and like Cassie said, we are promoting Shop Local. It's a chance to see what we have, and I believe, I should know this in my head, but I don't, but I believe it's that for every $100 you spend, 68 of it stays in your community.
Wow.
Because if you buy something from me, I will go get gas and groceries here, and then I will go buy something over there, and it's all of us working together. And I think the city of Oshkosh does that extremely well. I think we support each other very well.
How did you get the, you know, as you mentioned, the hotel is part of this. How did you get the hotel on board? I mean, they're opening up at what, the end of April?
Yeah, the power of email. The power of email and being a neighbor, because as, again, a business owner, we're so excited to have the hotel. It's like the one piece that we were missing for our downtown. And it's everybody doing together. So we offer fun things for people to come down. There's 4 people that I personally know that are spending the night from Destination Downtown in the hotel. So the boys, as they were talking, is my friend said, oh, the boys are going to be in the hotel, and we're going to shop and drink, and we're going to have fun. And then we're going to go back to the boys, you know? So that part's very cool.
Now, you said earlier, you mentioned there's a chance to win a grand prize of $1,100. What other kind of prizes are involved, or can people look forward to winning?
Oh, goodness. We're in the process of getting them. You know, that's part of it. We have gift cards. We have tickets for the Pain. We have tickets for season passes for Waterfest. We have tickets for the museum, Men Who Cook. We have all kinds of ticket prizes. We have product prizes. We have not only is the hotel so generously giving something to Christine Ann, but they're also giving us a night for the grand prize. So we'll have all kinds of prizes. We've had the one critique that we always listen to people who've gone other years, and they wanted more prizes, not just the big grand prize, because you have to be there to win it. So we listened, and this year we still have a big grand prize, and we're in the process of collecting. So it's going to be really close, if not more than last year, but we got lots of other really good prizes. So $50, $100, that type of good prizes.
One last time, tell us the name of the event, where it is, when it is.
It's the Ultimate Ladies' Day. It's Destination Downtown. It starts May 11th. Registration is 10:30. It's at the new Premier Waterfront Hotel.
Okay.
Go all the way through downtown, end up at the Algoma Club for great wine and great hors d'oeuvres.
Sounds great. Well, thank you both for being here. Really appreciate the time.
Thank you. Thanks for having us. We'll see you there.
Yeah. From one ladies' event to another, the special celebration the Ladies Benevolent Society wants you to know about. Next.
Hi, I'm Mayor Bergtauer, and I'm asking for your help. The city has several boards and commissions that play important roles in just about every aspect of local government. Whether it's the Parks Board or the Landmarks Commission, these and other boards act as a forum for citizens to address their concerns and questions about Oshkosh city government. The boards also provide members the opportunity to make positive suggestions to the council or city staff to move the city forward. So here's where we need your help. For our city to work effectively, we need active citizen participation. Many of our boards and commissions currently need members. We're asking for just a few hours of your time each month to serve on one of our boards or commissions and help to ensure a strong democratic process. So please consider serving on a city board or commission. For an application, visit the city website, stop by the city manager's office in City Hall, or call 236-5000. Thank you for your interest, and we look forward to your possible involvement.
They've served the Oshkosh community since 1863. Now the Ladies Benevolent Society wants to celebrate, and you're invited. Carol Jones joins me now. Carol, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
First off, just for people who don't know, I mean, obviously, as we mentioned, the Ladies Benevolent Society has been around since 1863 here in the Oshkosh community. But for those who aren't familiar with it, just give us kind of a rundown on what the Ladies Benevolent Society is, who's involved, and what it's really all about.
Okay. Well, it's difficult to do in a few minutes, but the Ladies Benevolent Society started during the Civil War by a group of ladies in the community who saw need. Many women and children were left by their soldier husbands, or they became widows or orphans. And so the group was started to assist those people and the Civil War effort. And it grew from that to a society involving many hundreds of people who did charitable work in the community for the next 150 years. And it covers so many different types of charitable work. And I can get into that later, but that's basically what it is, 150 years of charitable work.
And so what's the special event that the Ladies Benevolent Society wants people to know about?
Well, in addition to celebrating the milestone of 150 years, and being one of the oldest charitable organizations in the state of Wisconsin, we want to honor all of the people who did the work over the many years, starting back in the 19th century. And to honor those people, all of our contributing members, and also to tell people about what we're going to do moving forward. So it's a celebration of what we have been, those who did it, and to let people know how we will continue to work in the community.
Sure. So I guess the next logical question is why now? Why celebrate now? Obviously, it's a milestone.
Yes.
But what are the reasons, maybe other than that, for celebrating that right now?
Well, basically, it's just to celebrate all of the people who have worked so hard. And during all the early years, the first century of the Ladies Benevolent Society, it was primarily taking care of individuals, either through charity work. For example, in the very early years, it was food, coal, clothing, bedding, shoes, things like that, the very basic needs.
Right.
And then coming into the 20th century, it was developing a home for women who were older, needy perhaps, not always, but to provide them a gracious home for their years. And this was in the day before there were nursing homes or assisted living types of homes. So they started in 1890 with a home that was on North Main Street in Oshkosh, and then in 1902 they built and opened the home
that you're looking at on the screen, right?
Yes, the home that's on the screen. That is how the Ladies Benevolent Society was known in Oshkosh for 70 some years. That home housed ladies who were cared for in every way, and it's a gracious home, and it's still well known in the community today by many people who visited the home. As children, for example, little Girl Scout troops used to come and entertain the ladies and things like that.
Sure.
And in 1974, they had to discontinue the home because of the changes in society. There are a lot of federal regulations that required care be done in very strict, regimented types of care. And so it was really necessary to move the ladies into a more recognized type of care facility. And the Ladies Benevolent Society partnered then with Evergreen Manor, which was a relatively new nursing home in Oshkosh at the time, so that our ladies could live there. And so they cared for those ladies until the last one who had lived at the home died in 1992.
So who is this the celebration? Who's invited to the celebration, and are reservations required for it?
Yes. Well, the celebration is going to take place on Tuesday, May 7th at the First Congregational Church at noon, and it will be a special program and followed by a luncheon. And everybody who comes to the luncheon is a guest of the Ladies Benevolent Society.
Okay.
And that's why we need reservations. There are no reservations required to come to the program, which will probably run about 45 minutes. But for the luncheon, which is being prepared by the members of the First Congregational Lunch Committee for us, we do need reservations for that because we need to know how many people to prepare for. But everybody in the community is invited to participate, and especially if they want to come for our program. Yes.
Finally, real quick, as we're running out of time, what type of charitable work does the Society currently do?
Currently, we are a Field of Interest Fund at the Oshkosh Area Community Foundation, focusing on the elderly. We developed a grants program in 1999 where we reach out to all of the area community organizations that are nonprofit, 501c3 organizations that either have programs or activities that support older adults. And we have a granting program that they can apply for through the Oshkosh Foundation, and we grant every year probably $30,000 to $40,000 to the different programs. We have also assisted Evergreen, Bethel, and the county nursing home with many types of equipment, special beds and wheelchairs and that sort of thing over the years. So we continue to focus on the elderly, and that is our entire purpose now. Not taking care of individuals, but working through organizations that enhance the lives of elderly in our community. And because of being at the foundation and having a permanent endowment fund there, we will follow in the line, as the foundation says, for good forever, and that's our purpose of celebrating.
All right, well, thank you for being here. Really appreciate it.
One more thing. Our special guest for our presentation is Chief Justice Shirley Abrahamson of the Wisconsin Supreme Court. And so we're thrilled that she is our guest speaker.
Absolutely.
And we know a lot of people will want to come and see her.
Absolutely. Sounds like a good time.
Thank you.
Ever thought about writing a book? If you answered yes, you're going to want to stay tuned as we talk Lakefly Literary Conference next.
It's not just what you say, it's how you say it. So listen. The most basic human need is to understand and to be understood. But most people do not listen. They listen with the goal of responding. In the word listen are the same letters that make up the word silent. It is through silence that wisdom comes. Focus on others in order to better understand their points of view. Speak your piece and listen. Visit the OshkoshCivilityProject.org and sign the pledge.
Do you have a spare hour and a half once a week to share your lunch break with a few special somebodies? Do you want to make a difference in someone's life and see immediate results of your efforts? The Meals on Wheels program could use your help to deliver meals to homebound adults within the city limits of Oshkosh. Routes are set up by neighborhoods and take about an hour and a half to complete. To volunteer for Meals on Wheels, contact me, Judy Ritchie, at 231-9520. Thank you.
In education, there's nothing quite like it. Learning something new. Lisa Voss joins us now with details on where you can learn to write. A book, that is. Lisa, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so the Lakefly Literary Conference, what is that and when will it be held?
It's going to be May 10th and 11th, and we're actually very excited at the library to be one of the sponsors. It is a conference for writers so that they can learn about the craft of writing as well as the business side of writing. This is the first year that it's been held, and we're, as I said, very excited to have it here in downtown Oshkosh.
Now, is it something you said that you can kind of learn the craft of writing? Is that something where it's more geared towards beginners, intermediate writers, advanced writers, or does it kind of encompass all of those?
It encompasses any level, I think, even if you're just getting started, if you're just thinking about getting into writing, or perhaps you've written something, you haven't had it published, or I'm sure there are going to be published authors there as well from around the area who just, writing is a process. It's a craft that you're always trying to refine. And so just about anybody could benefit from this sort of conference.
So how did this conference get started? Why did this conference get started? And really, what are the goals or expectations for it?
Well, the conference was organized by one of our librarians, Ruth Percy, in the Oshkosh Area Writers Club. She started that group about 10 years ago. And our library director had gone to a conference and started thinking about the void that there was in our area at this point in time. There really wasn't a writers conference. There were conferences for readers where they get to visit authors and hear about it from that end. But there's nothing really for writers. And so the Lake Fly Literary Conference was born.
Now, I know you said the library is one of the sponsors. Who else are some of the primary sponsors?
We have the Friends of the Oshkosh Public Library as another sponsor. We have also the Oshkosh Area Writers Club and the Wisconsin Writers Association. They've helped a great deal with reaching out beyond the Fox Valley region to bring people in from all over the state. And then the Oshkosh Area Community Foundation has also provided some funding.
Now, there's going to be authors speaking at this event. Who are some of the authors that are going to be included?
Well, some of the authors that are lined up, it's really a pretty impressive lineup. Mort Castle, anyone who reads horror fiction knows the name Mort Castle, and he's going to be there. He talks he teaches writing on a regular basis, so it should provide a lot of insight. James Strauss is a writer for the TV shows Deadwood and has written for House.
Yeah.
So that's exciting. Jess Riley, a lot of people know her. She's from Oshkosh. She's written books like Driving Sideways, All the Lonely People. She has a new book coming out in July. She's going to be there as well. And John Dudakis, who is actually a editor on CNN's Situation Room with Wolf Blitzer.
Wow.
He's going to be at the conference speaking on a panel as one of the keynotes, and he's also going to be at the library. So folks who are not part of going to the conference can come and see him on May 9th at 7 at the library. And his focus is more of a from journalist to novelist sort of thing. He's written 2 suspense fiction books that are based in Wisconsin, so we're excited to have him here.
Sounds like a pretty impressive list, like you said. Now, I know it's more than just author talks, though. What are some of the other workshops that are going to be offered through this conference?
Right. Again, there's a little bit on the business side. There's a woman who's going to be speaking. She's a marketing expert, and she talks about, webifying your writing. Some people are writing specifically for the web, and there's a lot of use of social media in getting the word out about what you're writing. So she's going to speak to that angle. Citizen journalism. John Dudakis, that I just mentioned from CNN, as well as a couple of bloggers from Wisconsin, are going to talk about the impact, the future of journalism, the impact of everyday citizens weighing in on politics and other issues. There's going to be someone there who is from a romance publisher, and she's going to allow people to make a brief pitch to her free of charge. Usually you have to pay to make a story pitch, and she's just going to take people's pitches and see if there's anything she's interested in.
Okay.
And then again, developing your writing skills. How do you secure an agent if you're going to do a program for a library or a bookshop as an author? How do you sell yourself, and how do you put together a really good program so that other people want to bring you in?
And there's going to be a special concert offered Friday night. Tell me a little bit about that.
There is. Michael Perry, lots of folks will be familiar with him as a Wisconsin author. He does commentary on NPR, Wisconsin Public Radio. He is going to be here with his band, the Longbeds, and they're going to do a concert at the Grand Opera House, which is open to the public, and all the proceeds then are going to go to the Grand Opera House as well.
Great. Where can people find out more about the Lake Fly Literary Conference? And real quick, before we have to go to break, where did that name come from?
Well, the thought process was come up with something uniquely Oshkosh, and we certainly are the capital of lake flies, at least in our area, and it was added a little whimsy to the conference.
Sure.
People not taking too seriously, but having a little bit of fun with it. So if you want more information, you can find that at lakeflylit.org. And there is still time for people to register for the conference. So.
All right, sounds great. Well, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Nick.
After the break, a group that just loves playing around. Stay tuned.
It's not just what you say, it's how you say it. So listen. The most basic human need is to understand and to be understood. But most people do not listen. They listen with the goal of responding. In the word listen are the same letters that make up the word silent. It is through silence that wisdom comes. Focus on others in order to better understand their points of view. Speak your piece and listen. Visit the OshkoshCivilityProject.org and sign the pledge.
Hi, I'm Sue Ponick, and I've got 3 great reasons for you to support the Oshkosh Area United Way. We're cost efficient, number 1, with almost 90 cents of every dollar raised going to United Way agency programs. Number 2, your money stays local and directly benefits the Oshkosh community. And number 3, the United Way makes a difference. Last year, over 100,000 people were helped by one or more United Way agencies. We hope you'll agree. Giving to the United Way makes for a stronger community. Thank you.
It's affordable, it's fun, and it's something you should know about. Caroline Thompson and Therese Barazin here to talk about Oshkosh Playing Around. Thanks for both joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
All right, first things first, Caroline, how and when did Oshkosh Playing Around start?
Oh, it started about, what, 2 years ago?
2 years ago in the fall.
Yep, in fall of 2011. We're on our 4th production. And currently there was no community theater in Oshkosh. And I had actually met Therese in Fond du Lac from a show that I did. I was new to the Oshkosh area, and I found Fond du Lac Community Theater, so I went out there and I don't know, that was it.
And we said, let's start up a group for the community where we have open auditions and anyone can join us with whatever background experience they have. And so that's what we did. And then the other group got back together, but we still maintained our group. And we kind of have 2 different venues and 2 different motives. Like we want to really be for the community and open to everybody to audition. We don't precast or anything like that. So.
And where is the venue, the local venue here?
The Mason Lodge, the Oshkosh Mason Lodge, yeah.
Now, what makes Oshkosh Playing Around a little bit different or kind of unique from maybe some other theater productions, theater companies?
Right. We try to offer an experience with our shows. For instance, with Little Women coming up in May, we're going to have it set to a theme of the Civil War era, 1865, Little Women, kind of make it more of an experience. We'll even have a silent auction that night, and beverages and refreshments to that time period.
We thought maybe we'd serve some tea,
Yeah.
maybe some crumpets.
What does Oshkosh Playing Around offer to the Oshkosh community other than full theater productions?
We have our on-the-spot improv group, which was about a year old. We actually have a show coming up this Saturday at the Mason Lodge at 8 o'clock, which there's no cover. There will be beverages available for sale as well there.
Therese, talking a little bit more and elaborating a little more on about the on-the-spot, how many people make up on-the-spot and where do you rehearse?
Well, actually, Caroline is more with the on-the-spot group. That was her vision. But I believe there is usually between 8 to 10, and they kind of rotate the positions. And sometimes, like, one group will take the first half of the evening, and the other group will take the second half of the evening. So I was at the last show, so I have a little background, but she's more the improv queen.
and Caroline, you said that it's something where, or Therese kind of mentioned earlier, that it's something where anyone can participate in this from any type of a background. Is that right?
anyone.
Her current cast, Caroline, is directing this show, and it's ages 14 all the way to 72.
Wow.
So it's a nice span.
And where do you find people from that large of an age gap, from 14 to 72?
Word of mouth has been our biggest help. Facebook, you can find us on Facebook. We have a Twitter account and also our website.
Okay.
But we just talk to people and they just come and audition. We hold open auditions, so that's what makes us.
And we
really
plastered flyers everywhere.
Yeah, that too.
You mentioned Little Women is coming up. What kind of led to the choosing of that particular show?
You told us it was a story you always wanted to do and begged us profusely.
It was actually my first show I was ever in high school.
Okay.
And so it's very near and dear to my heart.
Yeah, a little
the story.
nostalgic for you.
Yeah, so I really wanted to do it. So I did beg them, but it was an easy sell.
How much are tickets for that, and where can you purchase tickets, or for really any event through Oshkosh Playing Around?
They are $10 in advance, and you can get them online at brownpapertickets.com, or Glass Nickel will also be selling them as well. Or if you get them at the door, they're $14.
Now, there's a youth theater company as well. What are the ages that can get involved with that, Therese?
What did we start with, 8?
Yeah,
8 years to about 14, and we actually have our first camper signed up, and so we're excited to get that program going. That'll be in August, and it will be one day for 3 weeks, and it'll be on a Saturday. So.
And how much is that, and where can people get more information on that?
Do you remember how much? I think it was 20. Oh, I can't remember how much you put down.
I can't either. It's on our website.
Okay.
They can find out.
That's okay.
I'm so focused in play mode that we didn't have the youth theater stuff memorized.
Sure.
So.
Now, with that, I mean, what kind of I guess kids is the youth theater company attracting?
Kids from anywhere can join. We also would eventually plan to have a scholarship program, so if the fee is too high, we would give them a reduced rate. What we'll do is we'll do like theater games in the morning and teach skills, like creative skill things like working on mind, body, and imagination, and just doing theater games and some vocal warm-ups, body warm-ups, and then we also will probably do like monologues and teach them how to do a prepared monologue, because often when you audition, you are asked to do a prepared monologue.
Now, what else is, we're running a little short on time, but what else is coming up with Oshkosh Playing Around in the near future?
We plan on having a fall fundraiser with a silent auction, and right now plans are in the works for possibly having a spaghetti dinner with that as well.
Okay.
And just a really fun evening with some entertainment. And then that'll probably be in September. And then we're planning on a December show, which will be a comedy.
Okay,
we like
great.
to do some fun, kind of off-the-wall, cheesy comedies.
Finally, make a quick, 10-second pitch on why people should get involved with Oshkosh Playing Around. Either one of you.
Well, we're very community oriented, and theater, in my opinion, and experience builds confidence and character, and we're very open. We offer open auditions. Like I said, anyone from any background can get involved. Everyone has a little theater in them. They just need to find it.
Good strong ending. I like that. All right, well, thank you both for being here.
Yeah, thank you.
April showers bring May what? Flowers, of course. We talk Rotary Flower Sale when we return.
Hello, I'm City Manager Mark Roloff. Roundabouts are new to many of us in Oshkosh, so we have to take extra precaution when using them. Remember, safety is the key. Slow down. The speed limit in the roundabout is only 15 miles an hour. Avoid distractions. Focus all your attention on navigating the roundabout. Find the proper lane. Check out the signage leading up to the roundabout. Choose your lane assignment early and stay in your lane. Evaluate the situation. Take notice of what kind of vehicles are in front of you. Sometimes larger trucks need to take up both lanes of a roundabout. Think to look for pedestrians and allow them to cross when entering and exiting a roundabout. Yield to traffic on your left. You must yield to all traffic in the roundabout, and that traffic will be coming from your left. Again, safety is the key. Remember that word and what those letters represent, and your roundabout driving experience will be a smooth one. Thanks for your support.
Spring and summer, we live for those seasons in the Midwest. And what says spring more than fresh flowers? Sherry Lynch knows how you can get yours. She joins us now. Sherry, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so I know that the Rotary Flower Sale is coming up, but before we get into the actual event, what is Rotary?
Well, Rotary is an international service organization. It started in 1916. Oshkosh is actually one of the earliest Rotary clubs. We started in 1917.
Wow.
So we were only a year behind the founder, which was Paul Harris, who started the first Rotary club in Chicago.
And I know with Rotary there's a four-way test. Explain what that's all about.
Well, it's sort of the motto that Rotarians live by, you know, the things we think, say, or do. The first is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
And why was that, or I mean, I guess, why is that important in your own opinion, that kind of four-way test?
Well, Paul Harris at the time was looking to have some ethics around business. If you look at what was going on in the early teens of the country and business, and I mean, it holds true today that business ethics are important. So he was trying to form a club of business and community leaders to work on ethical principles in business and in community service.
Now, getting into the event, the Oshkosh Rotary Flower Sale, when is it? Where is it? Give us the kind of the details, the rundown of that event.
Well, right now you can buy flowers from club members, or you can call Lori Renning, and she will take care of getting your order. We're selling geraniums in a variety of colors for $6, spring bouquets for $10, and roses for $15. Now that's the weekend before Mother's Day, so it's very convenient. So if you run out of ideas, we'll be at the Oshkosh New Hotel on May 10th from 10 to 6. And so if you don't pre-order, we always have extra, so you can come and get your flowers then.
And do I actually even need to ask this question of why the hotel was involved? Just, you know.
Well, it's a good way to get people to get a sneak peek if you want to get some flowers and then take a little tour around the hotel. You are welcome to do so, and the management of the hotel is excited that we'll be there to bring more people to see the new facility.
Now, the proceeds from this event, where do those go, or who do those go to?
Last year we funded the Tri-County Dental Mobile Clinic that they have, and this year we haven't determined, but we fund a variety of community projects as well as some international projects as well.
I know that you mentioned that you can buy you order extra flowers so people can buy them the day of, but for those that are interested in buying those or ordering their flowers prior to the event, where do they go to purchase those, or who do they call?
Well, you can call Lori Renning, and her phone number is 216-9429. You can go to our website for information too. You can just email. We have a Facebook page as well, so you can contact us through a variety of venues.
What are some of the other local projects that Rotary has kind of helped support along the way, and maybe not dating back too far, but just more of the ones in recent memory?
The day-by-day warming shelter, we provided, there's a kitchen. I don't know if people know this, the Oshkosh Area Food Pantry has a kitchen that they can use for demonstrations.
Okay.
And so we funded that. We have funded things through our PALS school, which is South Park. So we funded some bookworm program for them. We actually have an essay contest for the South Park students that they get some nice little cash prizes, and they have to write an essay on the four-way test.
Okay.
And so actually right now those essays are being read, and then the winners will be chosen, and then they'll get their prize.
And what about national and international projects?
Internationally, we are involved with a project in Peru. It's a soy cow. A soy cow makes milk out of soybeans. And we have a couple of different communities that we have those soy cows in right now. They take the milk and provide it. Originally it was provided to orphanages, which that was the only source of protein that these children had was the soy milk. But they're able now to make, with the remnants of the bean, they can make breads and other baked goods. We also have funded a school in Africa. And Polio Plus is one of the big initiatives of Rotary International. Polio is almost eradicated. We're hopeful by 2014 that polio will be eradicated in the entire world. It's been a devastating disease that people today still suffer from. So that's a couple of the international things we've done.
Absolutely. And real quick, where can people who are interested in learning more about Rotary or becoming a member go for that information?
Well, they can go to our website, the Oshkosh Rotary Club's website. They can go to Rotary International and find out more about the organization. Or they can come to one of our meetings as a guest of a member of a club. And so we meet noon on Mondays. Right now we're meeting at Beckett's. And in June, actually, we're moving to the hotel as well.
Okay. Well, great. Thanks for being here. Really appreciate the time.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Ted Stefaniak now helps us to focus on our health.
This Focus on Health segment is brought to you by Aurora Healthcare.
Hello and welcome to Focus on Health. I'm Ted Stefaniak. Today we're in the Women's Health Department of the Aurora Medical Center in Oshkosh. And it's not unusual to see people with babies up here. But you know, for some women, they have trouble conceiving. The good news is, here at Aurora, they have a specialist that can help you. Dr. Frank Whitmack is our guest today, and he's going to be talking about what he does as a reproductive endocrinologist. Well, Dr. Whitmack, thanks for joining us today. Let's start by talking a little bit about your background and maybe the difference between an OBGYN and what a reproductive endocrinologist does.
Yeah, sure. People hear the word reproductive endocrinologist and don't always know what it is. It's basically an infertility specialist. All the infertility specialists start out as OBGYN. So that means I did my OBGYN residency, my 4 years of training, and then afterwards I went on to do what we call a fellowship. That's a special training in reproductive endocrinology and infertility.
Yep, and there are many people that have trouble when they're trying to conceive. And you know, how long should a couple try to become pregnant before they should start seeking medical help?
That's a very good question. We get that question a lot. Some people have this unrealistic expectation that they just try for a month or two and they should really be pregnant. And then we'll just have to take a little step back and say, hey, you know, typically it takes about up to a year to achieve a pregnancy. And after a year of trying without success, then that's when we would recommend a workup. Now, there are some exceptions. Some people, obviously, who have problems, like, for example, periods are not regular, those people might want to be seen sooner. Or also people who are over 35, because of that biological clock ticking, we like to see them after about 6 months. But the normal, regular person would be allowed to try for about a year before, you know, seeking our help.
Yeah, you just mentioned an infertility workup. What's involved in a workup?
Yeah, the workup is actually fairly straightforward. What we like to stress is that we would like to see both partners, which is the male and the female partner, for workup, because we don't always know where the problem lies. And the workup consists for the woman typically of making sure that her menstrual cycles are regular, that she releases eggs. The tubes will be checked to make sure that they're open, and we'll check the uterus to make sure there are no irregularities such as fibroids or polyps. For the male partner, it's just typically a semen analysis, a sperm count, just to make sure that there are no problems. And this can all be done typically within a month. This is a fairly compact, straightforward workup.
Yeah. I would imagine you work pretty closely then with some OBGYNs then as well.
Yes, the OBGYNs are very, very valuable in this relationship. And most people typically start out seeing the OBGYN with questions of getting pregnant. And the OBGYNs are usually very much in tune with doing the basic workup and also some of the less invasive testing and treatment. And when they feel they have done what they can for the patients, they usually then let us know. And then at this point, I would take over and see what we can do to help the couple achieve the dream of having a baby.
Right. And I would imagine cost is always on people's minds. Can insurance play a role in this?
Yes, and I'm glad you brought it up because a lot of patients are worried about the insurance costs. They think it's going to be an astronomical amount of money that they have to pay, and then they oftentimes are very pleasantly surprised when they find out that the insurance oftentimes pays a large amount of the workup to find out why somebody is infertile, why there is a problem with getting pregnant. And we actually have a specialist, a billing specialist in our department who can do all the legwork for the patient. So in other words, if there's an uncertainty as far as how much the insurance covers, we can do this free of charge for the patient, and most of the patients will be very pleasantly surprised to see that the insurance covers a very large portion of the workup.
Yeah. What are some of the treatment options when you identify what some of the issues may be with not being able to get pregnant? What are some of the options that people have?
We have a wide variety of treatment options, and people sometimes just associate in vitro fertilization as our most aggressive option with something that they have to do, and then they also get scared because they think it's going to be too expensive. And the majority of patients actually can do something less invasive, something that is easier and less expensive than, for example, IVF. It comes down to sometimes simple things like going on fertility pills to regulate menstrual cycles. It can be sometimes minor surgery to correct any problems with, let's say, the uterus, some polyps, fibroids, those kind of things can be removed. It can also involve, for example, inseminations where we put the sperm directly into the uterus, which oftentimes can treat mild factors of male infertility. So we have a variety of options to help patients. And obviously, if nothing else works, we can also resort to IVF. Our center offers the wide range of fertility options.
Right, and some of those things that you just mentioned, they can be pretty pricey, and we talked about the insurance. Are there things that we can do to help save some money in this situation?
Yes, we're very fortunate to have programs in place that will help patients save money. Patients who have no insurance coverage, they would automatically get a discount because they're self-pay. We also have, for the higher end options for, let's say, in vitro fertilization programs that are very popular. They are called, we call them shared success programs, where we basically guarantee them a baby, and if we're not successful, they get 70% of the money back that they initially put out. So, telling them that we are in this with them, and we're willing to put, our name and money on the line just as much as they do. And I hope that'll relieve some of the financial anxiety that patients might have going into those programs.
Yeah, it sounds like a terrific program, and the main thing is the couple ends up with a baby.
That's our goal. Their success is our success.
Yeah. Dr. Whitmack, we appreciate you taking some time with us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
If you have any questions about infertility, you can contact your primary care or women's health care provider, or you can give us a call here at Aurora at 920-303-8700. I'm Ted Stefaniak, and we'll see you next time on Focus on Health.
This Focus on Health segment has been brought to you by Aurora Healthcare.
All right, that's all the time we have for this episode of Oshkosh Today. Thanks again to all of our guests. Thanks to Ted Stefaniak. It's that time now to wrap things up, but don't forget to look up OCMS on Facebook and like our page. There we've got program schedules, city news, videos, and more. Also, remember that this program is streamed on WOCT 101.9 FM. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, we'll see you around Oshkosh.
Oshkosh Today was supported in part by the Friends of OCM, Aurora Healthcare, 855 North West Haven Drive. Set design provided by House of Flowers, 1920 Algoma Boulevard. To find replay times for Oshkosh Today, to be a guest on the show, or to watch online, visit our website at oshkoshcommunitymedia.org.